Want to soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael, and we made these videos because you're probably the most ambitious person in your circle. But you know you're capable of more, and you need that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and learn how to conquer your fear and alter your thinking for success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, conquer fear.
Everything that you want out of life is on the other side of your biggest fears. You want something more. You know you're capable of something more. You'll come up with a great reason why you can't do that something more, but really, you're just afraid. If you want a breakthrough, if you want that dream life, you need to change the way you think about fear, or it will handicap you for the rest of your life. So my biggest fear is disappointing people. I'm afraid that whatever I'm gonna do, I might disappoint somebody, and that keeps me playing small. And so whenever I can recognize it, then I have to go all in and do it just to show myself, because it allows you to play on a bigger stage every time. And that big fear you have is still there. It doesn't go away. You're just capable of slaying a bigger dragon each time. So what used to count as disappointing people, or my fear of disappointing people, might have been going to a coffee meeting and helping an entrepreneur. I remember one time super clearly that I was booking a meeting with an entrepreneur, and I was so worried that I was gonna disappoint her that I was hoping that she would cancel. And the story I told myself was, I'm too busy, I got all this stuff to do. You know, the realistic reasons that you can convince yourself, right? They weren't stupid reasons, they were realistic. But deep down was, I'm just afraid. I'm afraid that she's gonna show up and I'm not gonna give her value. It's a deep fear. And then once I went to go meet her, it was amazing. I remember sitting in my car and saying, wow, like an hour and a half ago, I was hoping that she was gonna cancel on me, and this is the greatest thing of all time, right? Your biggest fears prevent you from living the life that you want. And so I'm afraid of disappointing people. Most of the time you can't catch it. I think we play small by default. I think your greatest fear owns you and is giving you tons of logical reasons why you can't do that thing. But whenever you catch it, whenever you do actually catch and say, I think this is just my fear talking, that means it's go time. That means you have to do it just to teach yourself that you're able to conquer it and move to a greater level of success. So how do you actually change your relationship with fear? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is understand that self-confidence comes from doing scary things. Self-confidence, self-love, self-respect comes from doing scary, difficult things. If you're scared of something, right? Your heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're scared of it. You're worried it's not gonna work out. And you catch it. This is the thing. Again, 95% of the time, you'll never catch it. You'll just subconsciously play small. But in the 5% of the time that you actually catch it, if you go off and do it, even if you don't get a result, just trying, just by doing it, you teach yourself that you're awesome. You teach yourself that you don't play small. It's better not to catch it than to catch it and not do it. If you don't catch it, you just keep living life, right? Ignorance is bliss. But when you catch it, it's like, I think I'm just actually afraid of this thing. That's why I'm not following through. And then you don't do it, you're telling yourself you suck. You're telling yourself you're afraid, and when you're afraid, you don't do it. I wanna flip the script. As soon as you catch it, in the 5% of the cases, right? You catch it, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to just go off and do it, because that way you're telling yourself, I'm amazing. I rock. It may not work out, but I'm crushing this fear. Let's go, right? It's a self-signal for self-respect, self-confidence, self-love, all of it comes from doing scary things. You love scary things. You eat scary things for breakfast, because the opposite of doing scary things is doing things that you know how to do, which means you're bored, you're photocopying your life every day, and that's not the life that you want to live. Step number 2 is trust your bold ideas. When you get an idea, trust that it is the right thing for you. When you're feeling bold, and this doesn't happen every day. We don't wake up and say, oh, I'm amazing, happy Thursday, right? It's not how most people wake up. We're tired, we don't have a lot of energy, we're not feeling bold. But you have moments. You have moments in your life where you feel bold, confident, unstoppable. Maybe it was after a meeting, maybe it was after a video, maybe you got inspired, maybe you're on a walk, a meditation. It doesn't matter. You have moments in your life, you know what I'm talking about. You've had moments in your life where you felt inspired, bold. An idea comes to you, it's like, man, if I could do that, it'd be amazing, right? You know what I'm talking about. And then the next day you wake up, say, I can't do that crazy thing. Who am I? I can't do that. I don't have the XYZ, right? The money, connections, time, resources, blah, 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 blah. I can't do that, right? Trust your bold ideas. I believe that the ideas that come to me, that come to you when you're feeling bold, are actually the right ones for you. And then your brain, which is designed to keep you safe and only understands the world that currently exists, your brain starts talking you down from it. And if you wait till the next day, it's over. Then your brain has already taken charge. It's in control again. You're back to being safe, boring, photocopy your life over and over and over again. So trust your bold ideas. When you're feeling bold, an idea comes to you, say, this is right for me. And then take some immediate action towards it. It'll make a huge difference. And then step number 3 is your bucket list is your excuse list. This might be a little more controversial, but I think when people add something to their bucket list, I think it's an excuse list. I think most people die with a bucket list full of ideas. Just because you call it a bucket list doesn't mean it's gonna get done. This is the way you wanna train yourself. As soon as you put something on your bucket list, go do it. Find the smallest possible way and start building it, right? That experience that you want, you could go off and do it and teach yourself that you're the kind of person who comes up with bold ideas and starts immediately taking action. Not in 5 years when I'm XYZ, then I'm gonna do it. That's garbage. That's loser thinking. You might think you're crushing it by having this bucket list of dreams and goals. You're not. You're teaching yourself that you suck. At least I think that. Because you're teaching yourself, you make a list of ideas and then you don't follow through. The best thing, there's a guy who came to my event in Phoenix. He said, well, my goal on my bucket list is I wanna climb Mount Everest. Okay, great, go do it. Even just believing that that's possible in the next year instead of waiting 20 years for that thing to happen, right? Already changes your mindset. You could do it. What do you need? You need money, you need training, you need resources, what? Figure it out. You could figure it out. If that really was so important to you, you could do it in the next year. You could. And if it's not that important to you, why is it on your bucket list in the first place? People die with their bucket list full. Your bucket list is your excuse list. Instead, start making an action list and get to work.
Rule number 2, fix your thinking.
How you think about the problem is the problem. Most people are locked into losing thinking, finding all the reasons why you won't win. If you're the ant, think about how you can kill the elephant. If you're the elephant, think about how you can kill the ant. The problem is not the problem. How you think about the problem is the problem. So I used to think that introverts couldn't win. I used to think that to be a good speaker, to have a YouTube channel, to be an entrepreneur, that introverts can't win. And for the longest time, I hid behind the faces on my website. So before even starting YouTube, I started on my website. It was called evancarmichael.com. I didn't have a better name at the time. And I profiled different successful entrepreneurs. Basically what I do on YouTube, but on my website, because I wanted to share the stories. Modeling success saved my business, and I wanted to make it easier for other people to be able to get success on their own as well. So learn who's done it, apply those strategies, make it work for you, and let's go. And so I always hid behind the faces. I remember my first banner, I had Howard Hughes, a big Howard Hughes, Oprah Winfrey, and a couple other people. And people kept asking me, well, where's Evan Carmichael? You know, the website's off your name, you're putting this together, what's your story? And I thought, well, who cares about my story? I mean, sure, I built and sold my first business, but it's nothing compared to Howard Hughes and Oprah Winfrey, these people who've done great things, and it kept coming up over and over and over again. Translate that to my YouTube channel, Evan Carmichael was still the #1 requested top 10. And when I first started doing top 10s, we did Kanye West, shout out to Kanye there on the wall, and then a bunch of other people kept asking for mine. Like, well, what do you want mine? You mean, again, what have I done compared to Kanye West? And I always hid behind the fact that I was an introvert. And so I don't want to share my story, nobody's interested, I'm shy, I'm the wallflower, I don't go off and try to make myself the center of attention, I don't like, hanging out with people. And so I had this story that introverts can't win. It wasn't until I reframed it and thought, you know what, introverts can win in communications because we're better listeners. I'm a great listener. As much as you might think I love talking and making these videos and seeing the speeches that I do, what I love doing more than that is listening. And I think that's how you win as an introvert, because it's not about you just sharing, talk, look at me. You're trying to help. And I've met some amazing introverts who are on a huge mission and want to have a big impact and have to fight with themselves to get out of their comfort zone and have the spotlight on them instead of just being behind the scenes. But they're all great listeners. They become great communicators because they're great listeners. And so the problem wasn't that I'm an introvert. The problem is how I thought about the problem of being an introvert. So how can you fix your thinking about the problems in your life? I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is ask yourself, what is the single biggest problem you're facing right now? Right now, in your life, in your business, what do you think is the number 1 problem that is holding you back? Either write it down or hold it in your mind. What is that big problem? For me, I thought it's because I am an introvert. What's yours? The second thing is, how will you change your thinking? So you have that problem. Guess what? Lots of people have that same problem and are off crushing it. The only reason why you're not is the story that you're telling yourself. And so what is the change in thinking that you want to make? So for me, is that being an introvert, I can win because I'll be a better listener, and that's how I'll leverage being an introvert to be a good communicator. How are you going to change your thinking? And then step number 3 is have play bigger triggers. Play bigger triggers is a term I came up with to describe things that are in your environment that make you play bigger. So putting this on makes me play bigger. Having the Doritos here, damn the Doritos, makes me play bigger. The people behind me, right? Kanye over there and all these people makes me play bigger. The awards down there and the neck brace on the cabinet and the videos that I make, they're all play bigger triggers. What it means is you set something up once and then it reminds you consistently every day that you're supposed to be playing at a higher level. So that change that you want to make, you have the problem that you have the change that you want to make. What are the play bigger triggers that you want to create so that you can set them up once? Physical environment, screens on your desktop and cell phone, and habits and routines that you're going to do daily so that you don't have to remind yourself all the time like, oh yeah, I'm trying to do this. You have elements in your environment that are hitting you with it every single day, showing you that it's possible and making you play bigger.
Rule number 3, take control of your decisions.
Every time you say, I can't, you're teaching yourself that you suck. Because you've quit, because you've given up. It's not your fault that you can't do it. It's your work, or your school, or your family, or all the other commitments that you have, but not your fault. Nope. 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 Change your I can'ts to either I'm going to or I choose not to. That's how you take back control of your decisions and your life. So I recently listened to this Chinese song and I got obsessed with it. I was playing it all day long and I loved it. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what the words mean. I loved it. I go to bed and lyrics start coming to me. Rap lyrics. In full sentences, right? The first one comes in, okay, wake up, I'm in bed, I'm lying in bed, I'm trying to sleep. It's 11 o'clock, trying to sleep. Idea, rap lyric come, okay. I write it down. Again, rap lyrics come, write it down. More, write it down. Until 3 in the morning, I haven't slept yet. Ideas just keep coming for this song that's like, I need to make a rap. And then what comes into my head is, what? You're gonna make a rap? It's easy to get locked into I can't mode. I can't do this. I can't start that. I can't do a rap. I didn't go to school for that. Not that you go to school for rap. I didn't rap growing up. I don't have musical talent, right? That's not what people know me for. That's not what people expect from me. I can't rap. That's where most people quit. But instead, I decided I was gonna get up at 3 something in the morning, go to my computer, finish writing out my lyrics, and then I spent the day rapping. And that night, finished the video, sent it off to Christina, my editor, to put it together, and the next day we released my rap video. Now, maybe you love it, maybe you hate it, it's gotten some decent responses. It was tons of fun to put together, and most importantly, I taught myself in all of these things. These are all great micro moments to teach yourself that you're amazing. Whenever you say, I can't, and you do it, that's how you build self-confidence. That's the birthplace of self-confidence, self-love, self-respect, is taking something that you think that you can't do and just trying. Not even doing it full out, because I don't expect my rap to go off and win any kind of awards, right? But I tried it, I did it, I released it. Expect to suck at the beginning, that's okay, it's normal, it's part of the process. But in those moments of I can't, and then turning them into something that actually exists, is where your genius will come. I look at my top 10 series, and it's partly why I have Kanye on my wall, because the first video that I made was on Kanye. First top 10 was on Kanye. It was 5 years into my YouTube career. I did a response to my friend Mark Drager from Phantom Media, and I said initially, I can't do this. Like, I can't make a video now on this. I have all these other commitments. I have a full day ahead of other stuff that I'm supposed to do. And said, no, I did action. I'm just gonna do it. Forget it. I'm gonna make it. And I didn't expect it to do well. Luckily, it actually did. And then that became this whole thing of making, I don't know how many top 10s, hundreds, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many top 10. How many top 10s have I done? I have no idea. But it started off as just idea. Trust your ideas. Know that they're amazing. Stop saying I can't to yourself. This is where you need to take control of your head and your heart. You have to make decisions with your heart and then use your head to figure out how to do it. Anytime you're doing something new, super important. Anytime you're doing something new, I'm gonna make a rap, I'm gonna make a top 10 video, I'm gonna do anything outside my normal thing, right? Same for you. Anytime you're doing something new, it doesn't make sense because it's new. What is brand new doesn't make sense. You're creating something new. And so your head, your logical brain that's designed to keep you safe, doesn't understand it. Its job is to protect you and says, don't do that. You can't do that. Because one, it's never been done, and because we have all these reasons why it's not possible for you, not just anybody else, for you. Like, you can't do it because you haven't done it before. That's what your head says. Your heart can create something new. Your heart creates art. Your heart makes up a world that hasn't existed before. And so at the very beginning of many projects, your head and your heart are against each other. Your heart's saying, I want to make this. Your head's saying, you can't make this. And so you end up staying stuck in limbo with all these ideas, never taking momentum because your head and your heart are fighting. You've got your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time, never moving, knowing that you're capable of more. And so you make the big decisions in your life with your heart, and then you rally your head to say, okay, we're doing this. I'm making the rap video. I'm making the top 10. You're gonna do your crazy idea. And then your head says, ooh, okay, they're serious. Let's figure out how not to die doing this, right? Let's figure out how to actually make it work. So you make the big decisions in life with the heart, and then you use your head to figure out how to go out and accomplish it. So how do you stop saying I can't and turn your ideas into action? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is say I can't, and then have a blank. And then fill in that blank. Like, what can't you do right now? I can't, and not some stupid thing like I can't fly. I can't jump off a building. Okay, great. Like, what are your actual goals? What do you want to accomplish in your life? Accomplish with your business? What do you want to have happen? Within that context, what are you telling yourself that I can't do? So when you say I can't, and you leave a space there, what's the person that comes to your mind? If you need help, if you're not getting it, go look in the mirror. Serious, like, pause this video, go to the mirror, look at yourself in the eyes and say, I can't, and then see what comes up. Whether you actually say it out loud or it's just in your head, that little voice inside your head that is oh so powerful. What is it saying that you cannot do? Write it down. Step number 2 is you're gonna do it. Do it. Whatever the thing is, do it. You can't rap. You can't make a top 10, make a top 10. You can't whatever, do it. Like the smallest possible way. If it's make a rap, I don't expect a fully polished, amazing video, right? The 2% difference. Take that idea that you have, and instead of planning to get to 100%, the 2% difference is figure out what is the first 2% of that idea and just do it. You say you can't do it, great, do it. The difference between doing something and not doing something is doing something. So just go do it. Show yourself. This could be the greatest day of your life. If you take something, this is what you want to train yourself. Like if you say, I can't do things, if you're in the habit of saying, I can't, you need to flip that. And it's not, again, some monumental thing, some giant event that happens. It's a daily battle with yourself. Confidence comes from the daily battle with yourself. Of flipping I can't to showing yourself that you can try, that you will, you're gonna do it. So do it. Whatever that I can't is, go do it. Find some small way and just do it. And then step number 3 is expect to suck. Expect to suck. Don't expect to be great. If you say I can't make videos and then you go do one, expect it to suck. That's okay. That doesn't mean, see, I can't do it. Look, it sucked. No. You tying your self-worth to the results is a losing game. It's the process. You started. All that's missing now is a skill set. How do you get a skill set? Practice. Practice. If I suck at making rap, but every day I worked at my rap skills, I would be better. I may not win a Grammy, but I could spit out some fire rap. I just believe it. And I want you to believe that too, that whatever this thing, you might think, that's ridiculous. That Evan Carmichael thinks he could be a rapper. That's what I want for you. Because everybody's saying that you are ridiculous for thinking that you can become an X. And worse than that, you are saying that it's ridiculous for you to become an X. You can be an X. Practice, dedication, hard work. It's just a skill set. The thing that's missing is momentum. Momentum comes from the belief that it's possible. So you can't what? You can't X? Do it and expect to suck. And prove to yourself that you're capable of starting. You're capable of building momentum. And that now the only thing missing is a skill set. And just like any other skill, you can pick it up through practice.
Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, the science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action for you to shift that habit forward. So I've designed a special free program to help you get more self-belief for every day. For 254 days, I will send you an email to an unlisted video that if you watch it, will shift your confidence forward. The links to join for free are in the description below.
So you have to really want to do it. If it's a bucket list thing that you have to do and you're deeply passionate about it, you have a message that you want to share, or this needs to come out, right? You need to give birth to this thing. It's that important to you. Then you should go out and do it.
1, pick the right things to work on, and then 2, focus on executing those things.
4 years by making videos every day. And I'm impatient as anything because I want it to be amazing. I want to make every video better than the last.
Rule number 4, trust your ideas.
The reason most people don't win isn't because you don't have great ideas. You're a genius. The only thing missing is momentum. You're dreaming huge. That's amazing. I love it. But there is zero momentum. It's never going to be the right time, and nobody is coming to save you. The time is now to make your dreams happen. So here's a really fun example. Yesterday, I needed to take a break from my work to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, open up my Feedly, and start looking at some of the news stories that were happening. And there was this amazing video that I saw about a busker in Toronto who a company organized what they called a cash mob instead of a flash mob, where they would all show up at this guy doing his guitar singing, playing, and just throw money at him. Not at him, but in the guitar case, right? And they probably made like $1,000. They were throwing 20s and 50s, not just pennies and dollar bills and stuff, but giving him tons of money. And he's starting to get overwhelmed. He's playing the guitar, he's getting overwhelmed, and I'm getting motivated and excited and just heartfelt. What a great moment. And I decide in that moment, we need to make this video more public. We need to spread it. This has to go up on the channel. I need to spread awareness. I want to promote this company who put this together. I love it. What a great idea. And so right away, like, here's the thing. You get a great idea. Trust your great ideas. Go do something about it. I could have easily filed that away. Next week I'll work on it. And then guess what's going to happen next week? I'm not going to work on it because I'm going to move on to something else, right? I'm in the middle of my day. I've got priorities and a plan for that day. And then this thing pops up. I trust that idea, trust that it's great, and that I gotta do something about it. Because if you're inspired, you're gonna create gold. You're gonna create magic. If you're not inspired, then just keep doing the work that you're doing. Hopefully it's not depressing and negative. It's just you're creating. It's amazing. You're in your flow. But when something new comes up that you're super excited about, I think you need to follow that through. And so I parked a little chunk of my day yesterday to then make that video. And I made the ending, and I made the thumbnail, and I made the description, and I made the title, and I created it all in one shot, and I sent it off to my editor, Christina. We love you, Christina. Say, hey, we got to put this up on the channel. Find a time. This is not scheduled in my usual content calendar, but let's find a time and put it up, right? And that maybe took, I don't know, half an hour. It took half an hour out of my day that I was supposed to do other stuff to make that happen. Because momentum matters. Momentum matters. It's the most important thing. You're a genius. The ideas that you have are gold. They're genius. You're just not doing enough with it. I'm working on my tour right now. And the most upset I've been in a while. I'm working on my tour, and we're supposed to follow up on reach out to media and influencers and people in different cities that I'm going to. So, Cleveland, Cincinnati, my first 2 stops. I don't know a lot of people in Cleveland and Cincinnati. And so trying to figure out while I'm there, what's the best use of my time? Whose show can I be on? What media can I be on, right? Whether it's a YouTube show or a podcast or big media. And so we made a list of all the cities we're going to, and I assigned it to someone on my team to say, okay, we need to research who's in each city. And I just looked at it this week, and it hasn't been done yet. Nothing, no momentum, no progress, not intentional. Probably, she's busy with doing other stuff. But I looked at the list today, it's been a week. It's 1 week today. I signed this 1 week today, and there's nothing that happened on that list. Like, apart from stealing or doing something unethical, no momentum is the worst. It is like, I can handle you spending 20 hours going down the wrong direction and making a whole bunch of mistakes, because I expect to make mistakes as we go fast, but zero momentum drives me nuts. Like, this is not acceptable. Like, as soon as we decide something, when do we start? What do you mean, when do we start? We start right now. ASAP. You gotta sign something? When? Now. When else are we doing it? Right? Like, momentum has to happen. And this is the problem, because there's so many good reasons why you can't do it now, why you shouldn't do it now, blah, 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 blah. Great, go, do it now. All those reasons are logical, they're smart, they make sense, but they get in the way of you actually accomplishing your goals, because the ideas that you have are gold. So how do you actually start building some momentum? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is think big, act small. Think big, act small. Big idea, big vision, big dream. You wanna change the world, you're an entrepreneur. That's why you're watching this channel. I love you, that's the best, that's amazing. And act small. What's the smallest possible way to just get started? You wanna build a YouTube channel? Great, use your phone, pick it up, press record, upload. You wanna start a podcast? Awesome. I had a guy come to my workshop last week in Toronto. He said, I want to start a podcast. So I listened to you and I just made my first episode off my phone. And it was me talking for 3 minutes as to what I'm gonna do in my podcast. Like, hey guys, I'm starting a new podcast. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm experimenting. My podcast is basically about how to overcome your fear of failing. And so I'm afraid, even in this, I'm afraid right now. But this is the starting point, and as I do more, I'll get better and keep releasing episodes, and I hope you'll follow me on the journey. Great, like something like that. Great, post. There's your first episode, done. Next, right? Will that blow up? Probably not. That's okay. Don't worry about blowing up. Stop trying to be perfect. Your perfect plan isn't going anywhere. Your perfect plan is the death of momentum. That's the problem. You're trying to be perfect. The beginning is not perfect. The beginning is messy. It's supposed to be messy because you don't know what you're doing yet. That's amazing. That's awesome. Go, create. Creation is messy. It's supposed to be. Right? If it's perfect, then you already know what you're doing. If you're living perfect, then you're only inside your comfort zone because you've done it so many times. That's boring. You don't want perfect. Create. So you think big, amazing, and then what's the smallest possible thing that you can do right now, today? Make a video, record your podcast, send an email, call somebody, book a meeting, something, momentum. Teach yourself that as soon as you get an idea, a big idea, you find a way to just get started and act small. Step number 2 is everyday momentum. Everyday momentum. You will never accomplish your big thing if you're only doing it once a month. You just won't. I say you have Michael Jordan level talent at something. Jordan was not in the gym once a month practicing. It was every day. Every day on my channel, videos go up. How did I, blow up my YouTube channel? When I'm introvert and shy and scared in front of the camera and all that stuff, by making videos every day. Right? 6,000 videos later, here we are. And I'm still working on getting better. I'm still a work in progress, but I'm way better than I was before because I built momentum. People with a lot more talent than me, I passed them in growth, in momentum, because I just kept making stuff where they stopped or they slowed back. Right? And it honestly, it bothers me. It's part of my mission. I look at people that I passed. I look at guys I love. I look at Tony Robbins. I look at Eric Thomas. I look at amazing speakers. People I think are way better than me at speaking. And I've passed them because they just don't make as much content. And now YouTube isn't their only game. Tony's got tons of businesses. Yes, amazing. But at the same time, you have this gift. You have this ability to reach so many people. It bothers me that I'm ahead. You should be crushing it. And so every single day, you want to get great at your thing. Every single day, practice, release, create. If you practice something that you loved every day, from today until the end of 1 year, from 1 year from now, you're going to be great at it. If you love it and you practice every day, you will get great at it. Your life will be totally different. Your business will be totally different. Your relationships will be totally different. Everything will be totally different for the better. Better, bigger, more impact, more love, more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment, because you're doing the thing every day. And what started off as finding 20 minutes a day to practice may seem impossible, and then you find the 20 minutes, and then you do it for 20 minutes, and then you start getting better. And then that 20 becomes 40, becomes 60, becomes 80, becomes a business. Now you're getting paid. Now you can hire a team. Now you can keep growing. But it starts with you every single day building momentum for your business. And step number 3 is expect to suck at the beginning. This is what hurts so many people. You expect to be great at the beginning. Why do you expect to be great at the beginning? You think Jordan just stepped up to the 3-point line and just sunk one at the start? No. You suck at the start. You're supposed to suck at the start. Doesn't mean you suck as a person, as a human, but you're supposed to not. How do you think you're gonna have the skill set when you've never done it before? The quantity leads to the quality. Create quality work, yes, great, but how do you create quality work? By doing, by practicing, by doing it every single day. So expect to suck, reduce the burden on yourself to create something amazing, to create a masterpiece the first time out. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna suck. That's amazing. It's why I kept all my videos up on my channel. You can go back on my channel. April 2009 was the first video that I uploaded. Go back and watch it. It's still there. To show the journey. It sucked. Like, I look back and it's cringeworthy. I'm embarrassed. I'm nervous. I'm shy. Like, I don't want to watch that video. But it shows the whole journey of how I progressed. I sucked at the beginning. Everybody sucked at the beginning. You will suck at the beginning. It's okay. It's normal. It's natural. It's amazing. Let's go.
Rule number 5, find your core value.
When you understand what your single most important core value is, everything else becomes so much easier. So for me, it's belief, right? Belief is my single most important core value. How does that help? Well, with every decision that I make, it's seen through the lens of belief. Every video content that I make is about belief. It has to be. Every interaction I have, every workshop, every book, every meeting, all of it has to be run through the belief framework, right? The glasses of belief. If I'm hiring somebody onto my team, skills alone aren't enough. It's great that you can write copy. Do you believe in entrepreneurs? It's a big difference. So when you understand your core value, everything else becomes clearer and you're less likely to follow what other people want you to do. Everybody around you, they have a goal for you. Even if it's well-intentioned, they have opinions on what you should do with your life. Everybody around you, this is what you should do with your life. Everybody has an opinion. You don't know which way to go. If you don't know which way to go, it's because you don't know what you stand for, because you're standing on quicksand. But when you understand your one word, your who, your most important core value, it's like you're standing on a rock that nobody can push you from. So how do you figure that out quickly, right? I mean, this is 200 something pages. Let's boil it down super quick for you. You want to think about all the people that you love, your favorite teacher, what you loved about your parents. Think about your favorite musician, your favorite band, your favorite song, your favorite movie, your favorite book, all your favorite things. The thing that when you are around, consuming it, reading it, being with them, it makes you feel bold, alive, amazing, confident, unstoppable, right? We've all had those moments. It's just not consistent enough yet. We're gonna make it for you. It's just not consistent enough yet. And so write down a list of 5 to 10 things that make you come alive. Again, people, your favorite teacher, movies, all of those things that make you, that you love, like you could get lost spending time with them or reading them or listening to them. Then write down 3 keywords that describe each of them. So your favorite teacher, why did you love Mr. Jones? It's not because he taught you grade 4 math, right? There was something else about Mr. Jones that you love. Why do I love Seabiscuit, the movie? Because it's about an oversized jockey and an undersized horse and an owner that has no money and all of these things, and they all come together. It's belief, right? My parents taught me that I'm Evan Castrelli Carmichael and I can do anything that I believe that I can, right? And so through all the things that I love, believe is the common thread. What is it for you? You have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. It doesn't have to take you years of work. Just write down all of the people and the things that you love, 3 keywords for each. Like, do this. This is important. Just do it today. It'll make a huge difference in your life. It's worth it. This is the best 15 minutes you can spend in your life. Do it. Pause the video and do it. And then just see what comes up consistently. What word comes up over and over and over and over and over and over again? Chances are that's your one word. That's your who. Then when you discover it, you have to start living that life. So, if my one word is believe, then I got to think, okay, who around me is not believe? What am I doing that is not believe? What projects am I working on that are not believe? And it gives you clarity and forces some tough decisions. And the more unhappy you are right now in your life or business is because you are out of alignment with your one word. If I was doing something that was anti-believe, even if it made tons of money, I'm not going to be happy because it's against who I am. It's against my core value. Same thing for you. If you are unhappy, it's because you are doing things that don't align well with your core value and you don't know what your core value is. So fix it. Do the exercise. Don't watch step number 2 until you've done step number 1. Step number 2 is your why. So first was who, next is why. Your why is your purpose. Your purpose comes from your pain. The thing that you struggled with the most as a human, right? Purpose from pain. The thing you struggled with the most as a human is the thing that you want to help other people with for life. I love helping entrepreneurs. I can believe in anybody. I believe in people. I believe everybody has Michael Jordan level talent, right? I believe. But I believe in entrepreneurs a lot more. Why? Because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. Because I was making $300 a month and not able to survive and doubting myself and feeling worthless as a human being, right? That was me. I remember when I was 19, building up my first company. And so now my purpose is to help other people who currently feel that way. And I love helping more successful entrepreneurs. It's fine. It's great helping people who have 1 million or 10 million or even more in sales. But I'm still super connected to the early stage, to the startup, to the person who feels not good enough, that they're not going to make it, because that's where I struggled. That's who I was. And so whatever you struggled with, you've gone through some pain. Whatever the most painful moment was in your life, not physical pain, emotional struggle, feeling worthless. When did you feel the most worthless as a human being? The point of this isn't to inflict pain and make you feel terrible. The point is that whatever that moment was, there are currently tons of people who are going through the same thing. There are right now, many people around the world who are going through the exact same thing that you went through. Even if you're not done climbing out of the hole, you're further ahead than where you were. Your purpose for the rest of your life is to help other people who currently are what you used to be. I had a DM from a woman on Instagram who said, the only thing that made me come alive was a thing that destroyed my life. The only time I felt exhilarating was doing something that then destroyed my life. And so she feels lost and no purpose. There's something better. The high that you got from doing the thing that destroyed your life, there's a better high. The better high is helping people who are currently destroying their life with the same thing that you went through. That's fulfillment. Helping people get out of the hole who are exactly like you. That's fulfillment. It'll fill you up to a level I can't even explain. You'll feel so much love and explosion inside you. It's like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And people are built to serve. You wanna help people. It's hardwired into us, right? It hits the same part of the brain as food and sex. You wanna serve. But how do you serve? The people who you'll serve the most and feel the most lit up with are the people who currently are who you used to be. And step number 3 is how. So who, why, then how. Step number 3 is how. How you got out of the problem that you were in, the big hole that you were in. How did you get out? Again, even if you're not totally done getting out. And by the way, you're never done getting out. My biggest strength is believe, and my biggest weakness is believe. The biggest reason why I'm not further ahead of where I should be right now is because of lack of belief in myself. It's my greatest strength. I believe in myself way more than I did when I was 19 or 13 or 12 or 28, all of it. But if 78-year-old Evan came back to talk to this version of Evan right now, said, your biggest problem is you not believe in yourself enough. It's a lifelong game. It's a lifelong journey. It's great. You don't want it to end. You want to grow forever. But every time you grow, every time you learn, every time you get better, you have a responsibility, a duty, the service to reach back and help other people climb up one more step. You take another step up, you pull somebody with you. You pull somebody else with you. You pull somebody else with you. That's the process. How you got out, how you saved yourself. Again, even if you're not done, but how you got better than where you used to be isn't some random fluke. There's a lot of people who never figure it out. The method, the way that you got out is teachable. You can help others. You can show them the path. You represent hope that it's possible. And so for me, it was modeling success, right? The thing that saved my business was modeling success, modeling what Bill Gates did to build Microsoft. And so what have I done for the past 20 years is just model success, just find other people who've been doing it. And I learn and I get better and I share that with you guys. So hopefully you can learn from people like Don Napani. You can learn from all the people that I profile on my various channels, because I want to give the gift to you as well. I'm learning, I'm getting better, and hopefully you are as well. So your how is teachable. Most people think their how is just some random thing that just happened to them and super specific and they can't help. No. What you did is a recipe, and that can save many other people as well. That's the process. That's how you find your purpose. Who I have, go through it. I wrote a new book. It's called Built to Serve. I'm going on tour. The links we'll put down in the description below if you want to pre-order the book or join me on tour. But it's one of the most important things that I think people need. It's the most common question I get asked. How do I find my passion? How do I find my purpose? This is it. Go through the process. Buy the book if you want to, but go through the process. It does not have to take years of contemplating and thinking. It doesn't have to take thousands and thousands of dollars to sit down with somebody to help you figure it out. That's the process. Go through it. It doesn't have to be hard. It's very simple. The most powerful things in the world are simple. This is your simple truth. And when you discover it, it's so powerful. It's so overwhelming sometimes. The gift that you could give to the world, that becomes your duty, your obligation. You are built to serve. You have a powerful message, a powerful mission, and I want you to discover it. Discover your Michael Jordan level talent. Save the world. Let's do it together.
Rule number 6, learn to reframe.
If you change how you feel about something, you change how you act. The problem is, most of the time, we don't catch our feelings. If you're feeling negative, angry, frustrated, depressed, it doesn't matter what the thing is that you're trying to accomplish. You're not going to give it your all and you're not going to get results because of your negative emotional state. If you don't start changing how you feel, you're never going to make progress on the goals that you set for yourself. So one of the things I love doing whenever faced in a negative situation is say, it's the best. It's the best. I'm wearing this hat. Says Fanta because friend of the channel, Mark Drager, pointed out to me when I was saying it's the best that I'm a reframer. I'm reframing. I never heard of the concept before. Reframing means you take this negative situation and then you spin it, you reframe it so that it's positive, so that it motivates you, so that it's exciting, so that it pushes you forward instead of it being a negative thing that is all-encompassing and depressing and brings you down. And he said, well, you're always positive because you're just a reframer. And he has this Enneagram, and I'm a number 6 or something. I don't know. He can give you more details. You want to know what number you are and what it means, go follow mark.drager on Instagram and ask him. But I don't think that's something that's just in me. I think everybody can learn how to do it. Everybody can learn how to reframe. You take whatever negative situation that's in front of you and say, this is the best. Right now, this is the best. Where this came from was I was on an airplane from Vancouver to Los Angeles. And that's a 5-hour flight, give or take. And I had to sit next to this really smelly dude, and there was no other option. I had to stay on the plane, I had to make my flight, I had to speak at this event. The only other option was get off the plane. And he was really smelly. I'm sure he didn't want to be smelly, and sure that wasn't his, intention or ambition. It just happened. Probably had 3 stopovers, hadn't showered in however long, and just, he stunk. And in my head, I'm trying to find solutions. There's no solutions, and so I'm upset. I'm complaining. There's 15 seconds of back and forth. Say, this sucks. I can't believe it. And then here's what happens in my head. I say, this is the best. This negative thing that's in front of me right now, this is the best. This is my chance to show myself what I'm made of, right? And so he's sitting right here next to me. I'll look over and just breathe it in. Breathe that in. Breathe in that smell. Breathe it in. To show myself that this is not the limit, that this one dude is not going to ruin my day. And I feel great now about myself because self-confidence comes from doing difficult things. And I just did something difficult. And that's where it's the best came from. It was a quick trigger to myself to say, this is the best. It's the best. And now it's become this thing that anytime I'm facing a really negative situation that feels overwhelming, impossible, just want to complain, find somebody to blame and say, it's your fault. No, this is the best. This is my chance to show myself and the world what I am made of. And so you can flip it for yourself. What is so overwhelming, so impossible, so crazy that is bringing you down? You look at your calendar, you look at your list of emails, and it's just depressing. Great. This is the best. If you believe, like I believe, that your purpose comes from your pain, if you believe that the thing that you struggled with the most in life becomes your calling for the rest of your life, the time that you struggled and suffered the most as a human, your purpose for the rest of your life is to help other people who currently are who you used to be, then that thing that happened, that massively negative thing, the most painful moment in your life, actually is the best. Because it's going to allow you to serve hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people through your purpose. So that negative thing's in front of you. Tell yourself, it's the best. So how can you start reframing? I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is just lead with it's the best. Look at the problem that's in front of you right now and ask yourself, how is this the best? How is it the best? Even though it sucks, it's negative, it's impossible, whether it's some small thing like somebody cut you off on a street or there's a big snowstorm outside, how is it the best? How is this your chance to rise up and show yourself what you're made of? Just make a list, like write it down right now. What is the big problem in front of you and how can it be the best? Step number 2 is tell yourself that this is just a warm-up. This is just a warm-up. This thing that is impossible and all-encompassing and feels so heavy on your shoulders is just the warm-up. And this works whether you're actually lifting weights like the guy here on my shirt is. If you're lifting weights and you feel like you've only got one more rep in you and you tell yourself this is just a warm-up, you know what? You're gonna be able to go just a couple more. And that's how you actually will build your muscle. That's how you actually get out of your comfort zone. It's how you actually grow and scale and stop sitting in your bubble. Because here's the problem. If you think that this thing that is all-encompassing
this big problem that is weighing you down and is so depressing, that thing, if that's the most you can handle, then you can't do more. And I think you can do more. I tell myself I can do more. I tell myself that this big problem that feels impossible is just a warm-up. That this is not the boundary of my capabilities, that I am capable of so much more. And it's a fantastic reframing technique that will trick your mind. Try it. Try it right now. Think of the thing that feels impossible, that you want to give up, and just tell yourself, this is just a warm-up. I am capable of more. And see if it doesn't give you just a little bit more energy to go off and solve that problem. And step number 3 is sing. One of my favorite things to do every morning is sing. It's part of my morning routine. I put on a song that makes me come alive. The fastest way to change your state, the fastest way to go from being negative and out of control and depressed to positive, optimistic, and happy is to sing, is to put on music. Music is the fastest way to change your state. Here's what most people do. We put on a song for how we currently feel. If you're feeling low, depressed, angry, you'll put on low, depressing, angry songs. Don't do that. It keeps you where you are. Instead, put on music for how you want to feel. Put on songs. There's no magic song, right? There's no one magic song. For me, right now, in my morning routine, I'm putting on my own rap. I made a rap. There's a Chinese song and I'm doing an English rap on top of it, and I love that song and I love my rap, and so it's 3 minutes something that I listen to every morning, and I have it on and I'm rapping with myself and I'm dancing. It makes me move. That song makes me move, right? You might listen to it and hate it. Awesome. But there are some songs that even if you were tired, if you were feeling lazy, if you were feeling low and this song came on, you would have to move. You may not get up and go crazy, but if you were really low and this song came on, you would find yourself singing. You would find yourself moving. Those songs, that's what you want to start your day with. Put it in your daily routine. And the next time you ever feel yourself feeling low energy, put on the songs that make you come alive. Quick story about the rap. We were last weekend going to Costco and being stuck in traffic. The things that I hate the most, right, in terms of day-to-day life, shopping at Costco and being stuck in traffic for me are tilters. I hate it. First world problems, right? And so we put on the song, put on my rap song, and all of a sudden now I'm singing to it, I'm dancing, we're dancing in the car, we're having a great time just because of one simple song. And so you can use It's the Best, you can use This Is Just a Warm-Up, and then put music on. Build a playlist today. The best thing you do is build a playlist right now of 50 songs that you love, that if they came on would cheer you up, so that you don't have to wait until you're depressed and low or negative energy to then go and find the song. Because in that window of trying to find the song, you're gonna abandon it. Make your playlist today, and whenever you're feeling low, put it on.
Rule number 7, the last one before our very special bonus clips, love the process.
A good question to ask yourself is, do you actually love this? Do you want it badly enough? I love making videos. I sucked at the beginning. I'm still working to get better. I've gotten better over the decade I've been on YouTube. I still look forward to it. I still love it. I still work every week creating content for you guys. We're putting out 6 videos a day across the different channels now. It's wild. It's crazy. And I still love it. We're putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. My team's putting in the work because we still actually love the process of doing it. So many entrepreneurs quit and give up because you'll say you'll do whatever it takes, but you're not going to. If you don't actually love the process, you don't actually love the work, you will not do whatever it takes. You will only force yourself to do something that you hate for so long until you give up and quit. So a big reason why entrepreneurs don't put in enough work is because you just don't love it enough. The second reason why entrepreneurs don't put in the work they need to win yet is because you're not strong enough. Yet. You're not strong enough. Starting a business is hard. It's really hard. It's among the hardest things you're ever gonna do in your life. I don't know many things that are harder than starting the business and making it successful. It requires so much of you. It's an extra child. It's an extra child. It's crazy. It's so much work. And it's gonna require you raising your standards. It's gonna require you breaking way out of your comfort zone. It's gonna require you becoming a new version of yourself. It just will. Entrepreneurship is the best personal development program on the planet because who you are before you become an entrepreneur has to change. It doesn't mean you become a totally different person. It's a better person. It's a better version of you. It's a stronger person of you. It's like before you've gone into the gym, you're super weak and scrawny, but if you go into the gym every day, you come out 10 years later, you're gonna look different. And you're still you, but just better, stronger, right? That's entrepreneurship. The problems that you're facing right now that seem overwhelming, they can't be overwhelming to you
You have to understand that this is just a starting point. This is just a warm-up for you. You're capable of way more than this, because if this is all you're capable of doing, then you're not going to do more. Then that's your limit. But I don't think it is your limit. I think you're capable of way more. For me to make videos, my first video took me 2 days to make, right? Took 2 days. 2 days to film, and then editing actually probably took more than 2 days. It took me a long time to make one video. And now we're cranking them out because I'm better, because I've learned that what used to be impossible, if you told me then, when I was starting, that I'd be making 6,000 videos and 6 videos a day and all these channels, you're crazy. That's not what I'm gonna do. But then as you get into it, you start playing the game, you start growing, you start getting stronger, you're capable of way more. So a big reason why entrepreneurs don't put in enough work, because it's just too hard. You just see it as too overwhelming. It just feels too impossible. It requires you to grow. It requires you to raise your standards. It requires you to expect more of yourself and to become a stronger person, a stronger leader, a stronger man or woman. It requires you to become stronger and increase those standards. And some people aren't willing to do it. Some people don't want to grow yet. Some people get overwhelmed by it, and so they don't put in the work. But if you're struggling, all of your struggles are on the other side of you growing as a human and you getting stronger and having the capability, the mindset that you have the capability to go off and conquer that goal. And the third reason why entrepreneurs don't put in enough work is they're too focused on excuses over winning. There's a million reasons. I like to say there's a million reasons why you're not going to win, right? There's so many reasons why you're not going to win. There's so many things you can blame. That you can blame your parents, you can blame the economy, you can blame the president, you can blame your high school class. Like, there's so many reasons. There's so many, it's not your fault, right? There's so many reasons why you're not winning. A million reasons why. And you start talking to your friends and the people around you, they'll find a million more reasons. And it's so comforting to stay in those excuses. It's so comforting to know that, well, it's not my fault that I'm not winning. It's my parents' fault. It's my sister's fault. It's my high school teacher's fault, right? Because he threw a ball at my head in gym class, and so now I'm not successful, right? Like, it's so comforting to stay there because it means you don't have to grow. It means you don't have to change. It means you don't have to do anything else different. Where the people who actually go off and win and put in the work, they're focused on the winning. They're focused on the winning instead of the excuses. They stop hanging out with the people who are focused on excuses. Most of your friends probably focus on excuses. The people who you went to high school with probably are focused on excuses. There might be one or two who are off crushing it and focused on winning. Most people focus on excuses. And so you don't want to hang around most people until you're strong enough to pull them into your gravitational field instead of you getting sucked into theirs, right? You're so great, you're so confident, you're so strong that you're going to be a light for other people, and they're going to get sucked into your energy, as opposed to you being around mediocrity and you falling down, you falling back steps and you hanging out and becoming them, right? Whoever's more confident wins. They're very confident in their mediocrity, and so they're going to pull you into it unless you're insanely strong and confident in your ability to do great things. And so think about why you're not winning. Why? What's the reason? What's the reason you're telling yourself? Go look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I not more successful? Why have I not hit my goals? Whatever the reason that comes back, has to be something about you getting better. If it's, well, because of this, and just listing off excuses, then you're not going to win. You just won't. You won't put in the work. That's why people don't make the sacrifice, because they're focused on excuses instead of actually winning. The free leads you to the paid. If you have no momentum, no traction, no clients, then start for free. Prove your worth and build momentum. Give them something they can't wait to have again and pay for this time. The goal isn't to do free forever, but the free gives you the thing that you're missing the most, which is momentum in your business. So I'm pre-launching my book right now, Built to Serve, and people who buy the book in pre-order also get access to my private Facebook group where I help people one-on-one every week. And so the guy that I had on last week is a coach. He's a health coach. He wants to help people make transformations to their health because he made a radical shift in his health as well. And I said, great, well, how are you doing right now? Well, I have a couple clients, but I'm still working at a restaurant. I want to be able to leave that so I can focus on this full time. Awesome. If you're a coach, what I need to see you is coaching. I need to see you coaching people. What I'd love to see now is an Instagram Live regular show. And what do you do on your Instagram Live? You bring on people who need help being coached through a health transformation. Because it's one thing to say, I'm a coach and I help people get these results. It's another, though, to actually see people change. To have you go live with them one-on-one and help them bust through their limiting beliefs and their mindset and the issues that they're dealing with. And then to come out on the other side, by the end of the call, feeling hope, feeling invigorated, feeling inspired. Because people will watch that and say, man, I want a result like that. They see themselves in the client that you're helping, and they then want it for themselves. Now, you get two versions. One will be free people. One will be like, can you do me? I'll take it for free, which is great. Don't say no. Don't get discouraged. Don't get upset. You want the free because the free gives you the content. And so if they're willing to come on and do live on Instagram with you for free, then you do it. And there'll be other people who say, hey, I love what you're doing. I need a radical transformation in my health as well, but I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to make it public. Can I hire you privately? Bingo, right? That's what we're looking for. That's when you start getting paid. The free leads to the paid. Whatever it is that you want to get known for, whatever it is you want to start making money with, show it to me publicly for free. And if other people want it publicly for free as well, then it's a yes, especially at the beginning when you have no momentum and no clients and you're working some job that you hate. Yes, for free, yes. One, you get better at it because the more you do, the better you'll get. And two, you're building momentum and people start talking about you. And then you get to the people who will see it and say, I want that person. I want to hire that person. And any repeat people, if they want more, they want coaching session number 2, it's paid. Here's how much it costs. The free leads you to the paid. So how can you do it? I'm going to give you a 3-step process that you can follow. Step number 1 is think, who can you help? Who specifically can you help? Like, who are the people that you want to help? So for me, it'd be entrepreneurs. If you are a makeup artist and you're just doing it for yourself, or you have some job that you hate and you have no aspiration of being an entrepreneur, I might be able to help you a little bit, but it's not my core audience. I want to help entrepreneurs. Who are the people specifically that you want to be helping? So in the case of the guy who was in my insiders group, he started off just saying that he was a transformational coach. Okay, great, but that could be anything. Everybody needs a transformation. Everybody, the whole world needs a transformational coach. Who? Because if you can't tell me exactly who it is that you help, then I can't think of who I can refer you to. You're making it too difficult on people. If you serve everybody, then you serve nobody. So who are you helping? He's like, well, I love helping people who need a big transformational change in their health because that was me. Awesome. Now it's more specific. Step number 2 is what specifically will you do? How do you help? Are you gonna coach me through a process? You're gonna meditate with me? You're gonna give me, a product that will help me? What specifically will you do? And so with my friend who was in the group, he was saying that he wants to do coaching calls. He coaches people. They don't have to be face-to-face. It can be anywhere in the world as long as he can see them. Great. So that's specifically what you do. You have your methodology, you have your steps. Makes you seem like an expert and you kind of know what you're doing, right? You create your own methodology. Say, here is how I can help people get a result from the problem that they're coming in with. And in step number 3 is think, how can you make it public? You need them to get a result. You need this specific person with this problem to come in. You're gonna help them. You're gonna help them get a result. And I wanna see them get a result. And then how can you make it public so that other people can see it too? So that it's not just you talking about how you had this great result, but it's them in a public forum. So if I see them getting a result, I'm gonna think, I'm just like that person too. I wanna contact you and hire you and bring you on board my team because I want, for me, what you just did to that person. So who can you help? What specifically can you do? And then how can you make it public?
Self-love comes from doing difficult things. Self-love comes from doing things that you think are beyond your comfort zone, that you're not capable of doing, and just getting up and trying to do it. That's when you love yourself. When something is easy and you win, you actually don't feel that great about yourself. If you were to go and run a race against 3-year-olds and you won, great, yeah, you won. You might even post about it on Instagram, but you don't love yourself. You don't feel good about yourself because you played small, because it was easy, because you were expected to win, because it was inside your comfort zone. When you play inside your comfort zone always, you don't love yourself. It comes from doing difficult things. That's how you build respect. That's how you build credibility. It's how you build self-love for you. Forget about how other people respect or look at you. It's how you feel about yourself. That's the game. And that comes from doing difficult things. So if you ran a race against 3-year-olds and you won, great. Who cares? You don't feel great about yourself because you were expected to win. But if you ran a race against Usain Bolt and he ran backwards on one leg, he would still probably destroy you. But you should feel great about yourself because you did the thing when it was hard to do the thing. You might have lost to Usain Bolt, but you got in the race against him. That's how you build self-love. When you tie your self-respect, when you tie your self-worth, when you tie your self-love to the effort that you put in on a daily basis, that's when you start to win. When you tie your self-love to winning, to getting results, you lose. When you tie your self-love to how many likes you have on Instagram or views or subscribers on YouTube, you lose. It's about the effort. Are you putting in the effort every day? Because if you are proud of your effort on a daily basis, I promise you, you are going to crush it. But if you are only proud of yourself when you win, here's what's going to happen. You're only going to take on small things. You're going to play small your entire life because you're only going to take on projects that you have a pretty high chance of winning at, because that's how you have love for yourself. And that's a losing game because you're capable of more. You're capable of doing a lot more stuff. You're capable of playing a bigger game. You're capable of having a bigger impact. You have to. It's your duty. It's your duty to love yourself. When you love yourself, you'll be able to spread that more and help other people. And so how do you love yourself? It comes from doing difficult things. It comes from when your heart's beating like crazy and you're scared and it's some big project and you say, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do that scary thing. I'm gonna try to record a video in public where people may be watching you. Doesn't mean your video has to be great. Chances are it's gonna suck. But you tried and you should feel great about yourself. I'm here on this tour. One of my greatest fears right now, of all time actually, is disappointing people. I hate disappointing people. It's my greatest fear of all time. I don't want to disappoint people. The idea that I would get in front of a group and disappoint them is life-shattering to me. I hate that. I hate wasting people's time. And so I'm on this tour right now. I'm in San Francisco. I'm doing 23 cities over 90 days, and I'm scared. Because I'm scared I'm going to disappoint people. And it's not just one event. I get to get up every 4 days and potentially disappoint people again. Your heart goes boom, 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 boom. You have to do it. And now just the fact that I'm out doing it, regardless of if we have amazing results or not, just me doing it, just me trying it, makes me feel great about myself. And so you need to find the same thing for you. What is a challenge that is worthy of you? That if you got up and every day tried your best, you would eventually win at it. That you're not going to tie your self-respect to you crushing it immediately. If you get a victory right away, you should have started it 3 years ago. If you get up and you make a YouTube video and it's your first one and it's amazing, you actually suck. Like, you should have started that video 3 years ago. You're supposed to suck at the beginning. You always suck at the beginning. Any new skill that you want to learn, you're not going to be very good at it at the start. That's how it's supposed to work. But if you tie your self-respect, your self-worth, your self-love to you getting up and doing work every single day that makes you proud, that says, I am proud of myself today for the effort that I put in, I guarantee you, you will not just love yourself, you will produce amazing things for yourself, for your family, and for the world.
This is why I hate 5 to 10 year goals. You are not going to be the same person 5 years from today as you are right now, let alone 10 years from today. You won't be the same person. Think of the person who you were 5 years ago. Go back 5 years from today, 5 years, subtract 5 years from today's date, go back to that person. Could that person accurately predict what a happy, successful, joyous, impactful life is for who you are right now? Could that person 5 years ago accurately predict what you today are capable of? Heck no. Heck no. Not if you've been growing, not if you've been learning, not if you've been experiencing life. You're capable of so much more today than you ever thought was possible 5 years ago. And so what makes you think that the person who you are right now can accurately predict what you're going to love doing, what you're going to be great at, your goals, your plans for the next 5 to 10 years? It's not possible. You're thinking small. Here's the thing. I think you could have a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan and hit it. It's just small compared to what you are actually capable of doing. Because you put the blinders on, you stay down this one course, but the best course for you is actually going to swing out here. But you are so stubborn and so focused. Focus can be a great thing, but it can also lead you to play small for life. Instead of having 5 or 10 year goals, I want you to replace them with a mission. I think of Ted Turner's father, and Ted Turner is the guy who started CNN. He owned the Atlanta Braves, super successful philanthropist and billionaire entrepreneur. And when his father achieved his goal, his father wanted to be a millionaire, I think it was. And when he achieved his goal, he killed himself. Ted was a young man, was 20, 21, 22, something like that at the time. And he had to take over his father's business, which was in advertising. So he took over his father's business, and as he started becoming an entrepreneur, he made himself a promise. He said, I want to have a goal so big that I'm never going to accomplish it.
because I saw what happened when my father accomplished his goal. He hated his life and he killed himself. I want to have a mission, a vision so big that it will never happen in my lifetime. It's not going to happen. And then he wakes up every day and he tries to make it happen. I love that. That's what I do in my business. I love that. It's not about hitting that goal in 5 years. It's not about getting 10 million subscribers on my main account or 1 million subscribers on this account or any of these things. It's nice. They're great accolades. It's great to know that you're making progress, that the work you're doing is having an impact. But it's not about chasing down those results. It's not about chasing down those recognitions and awards and accolades. That's not what it's about. It's about doing the work. It's about getting up every day and trying to solve a big problem. I want to solve the world's biggest problem, untapped human potential. I think most people either one, don't know what they should be doing in life. Most people have no idea what they should be doing. Most people have no idea what they have Michael Jordan level talent at. I think everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something, has Eric Thomas level talent at something. You should be the Eric Thomas of something. We don't need you to be Eric Thomas. We have one already. He's great. He's amazing. I love him. We need you to take that talent that you have and apply it somewhere else. But most people never find it. Most people never find it, and then they settle. They settle for a crappy life. They settle for a life knowing that they could have done more. 95% of America wakes up and drives to a job that they hate. That's most people. That's where most people live. Some people have found it, but they don't believe in themselves enough to chase it down. You know you have skills at something. You know you're talented at something. You know in the core of you that you want to go off and do this thing. You want to go and be a musician, but your parents want you to be an engineer. And too many people go off and become the engineer and then hate their life. And they blame the parents. It's not your parents' fault. It's your fault. If you know what it is that you want to do and you don't believe in yourself enough to chase it down, that's your fault. That's on you. You have to do it. You have to do it. Because otherwise you're 95 years old, you're in your rocking chair at your old age home, and it's too late and you regret it. You've lived your entire life in regret, knowing that you are capable of more, but you didn't chase it down. That's the mission that I'm on. I want to take as many of those people and flip them. Take as many of those people and move them into the path that is right for them. I want them to find the thing that they love doing and then believe in their Michael Jordan level talent, Eric Thomas level talent to make it happen. That's my mission, but I'm not going to hit everybody. I'm not. It's just not going to happen. That's awesome. That's liberating. That's free. Now I get to go chase it down every day. So when people ask me, where am I going to be in 5 years, 10 years? I don't know. Here's the thing, I could be chasing down YouTube for the rest of my life, but at some point YouTube is going to become MySpace. You know, at some point YouTube is going to be irrelevant. In my lifetime, YouTube will become irrelevant. If I make my goals only YouTube specific, I'm losing. I could hit my goals. I could hit it, but it's nothing compared to what I should be doing. So where am I going to be in 5 to 10 years? I have no idea, but it's going to be doing something awesome. It's going to be something that is going to be moving my mission forward, moving my vision forward. And that's what I wake up every day to try to do. And that's what I want for you as well. And I'm going to give you a 3-step process to help you. Step number 1 is figure out your mission. What is your mission? What do you want? What problem in the world do you want to solve? Humans are built to serve, right? You want to help. Your happiness will come from helping people in some way. And if you're watching this video, chances are you're an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to help more than the 10 people around you. You want to have an impact. So what's your mission? If you could snap your fingers and think this problem, this giant problem is solved, what problem would you pick? There's a million amazing, worthwhile problems to go off and solve, but not a million for you. There's one for you. What is that? What's your mission? Number 2, how will you advance your mission today and gain momentum? This is where a lot of people fall down. They have a big mission. You know what you want to accomplish. You know the world you want to create, but it's so far into the future. It's never going to happen. It feels futile to even chase it down. Don't think that way, because helping one person is still helping one person. Every one person that I help unlock, that's another person who then can go spread the message. Every one person who discovers their Michael Jordan level talent and believes in themselves more to chase it down is another person whose mind's been unlocked and they're able to go off and do it and help others. You have to help people one at a time, right? It doesn't mean you can't have this bigger impact too, but don't let your big mission, your big vision, your big idea prevent you from taking action, from getting started, because momentum is a thing that's missing in most people's lives. Momentum is the reason why most entrepreneurs don't succeed. So start building momentum. This week, what's one small step that you can take this week to help your mission advance just a little tiny bit forward? And number 3, where will you schedule for success so that you stay consistent? Show me your calendar, I'll show you your life. Right? You have these goals, you want to accomplish this mission, awesome. Where is it in your calendar that you're going to be spending time on this thing? If it's not on your calendar, it's not going to happen. If you wait until you have free time, it's not going to happen. You're just never going to do it. Because some other life priority is always going to come up in the way. You have to fight for this time. You have to put gates and blockades and barriers around this time so that you make it happen. You have to. Otherwise, it will never happen. You have to schedule for success. Your success comes down to your habits. And your habits are what you put into your calendar to say, these things must get done. Now, you're not going to spend 24 hours a day working on your mission. I get it. Awesome. Maybe you already have a full-time job and you can't take away from that. Awesome. But show me in your calendar. Mark it down. This block. Right? Maybe it's only one time a week. Great. This block of time is uninterrupted, is my priority, is my focus. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm going to make sure that this block of time happens every week, every day, whatever it is for you. Put into your calendar, schedule for success. When is that block of time going to happen for you?
If you want to learn how to achieve your goals, check out the video next to me. I think you're going to enjoy. Continue to believe. I will see you there.
You got to figure out what your one word is, what your most important core value is. Who are you as a human being? I wrote a whole book on this, but just as a quick brainstorm opportunity for you right now, think about what is your single most important core value. What is it?